To crochet this top, you will need a 4.5mm hook, material scissors, a few balls of yarn. I'm using this sparkly mohair type style yarn. Let's start by making our first granny square. So you want to grab your yarn and make a magic circle. Grab your hook and chain up 3, and this will be your first double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and then create 2 double crochets, and this will be your first cluster. Then you want to chain 2, create 3 double crochets, also you can use any type of yarn you would like. I just have a lot of this yarn and I think it would be really cute if I use this yarn. My yarn is also a little bit thinner than my hook, so it is going to be a little bit harder for me, but if you choose the same size yarn for the correct hook, it won't be too hard. Now we have 2 clusters. We'll chain 2 and create 3 more double crochets. Then we'll chain 2 and create our last 3 double crochets. Okay, now we will grab our string here, pull it tight, and we will chain 2 and we will connect, insert our hook into the 3rd stitch of that chain 3, and we'll create a slip stitch. And that is the start of your granny square. Now we'll chain up 3 and we'll create 3 double crochets in this corner here. And we'll create 2 chains and then 3 double crochets in here. And then we'll repeat until we get to the beginning. Once you have finished that row, in that last corner you'll do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then do 2 double crochets, because this chain 3 we did at the beginning is our third double crochet of this cluster. So we'll insert our hook into the 3rd stitch and create a slip stitch. Now we'll go on to our 3rd row, chain up 3, and then put 2 double crochets in here only, because this is a side piece, not a corner. And then we'll create 3 double crochets here. And we'll chain 2 and then 3 double crochets in here. And then you keep going till you get to the beginning, so 3 double crochets, and then you've got a corner, side piece, corner, side piece, corner, and back to the beginning. Once your third row looks like this, we'll move on to our 4th row, and this will be our last row. So chain up 3, insert your hook into this side piece here and create 3 double crochets. Then create 3 double crochets in here, and chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. And then repeat. So you want 3 double crochets here, 3 double crochets in here, then you want 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in here, and then continue all the way around till you get back to here. And now your granny square should look like this. I did 4 rows and then I cut it off. The project is made up of 21 granny squares. Now there's 2 ways you can create this top. The first way is you can make all 21 granny squares in one go and join them together with a single crochet, or the other option is you can create the granny squares and join them together along the way. I'll show you what I mean. So here we have this. I have this first granny square that I made, and this granny square is joined to this granny square with double crochets. It's not made with a single crochet joining it together along here. I have joined the 4th rows together, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to start off by making this front part here. Okay, let's start by making our second granny square. To do this granny square, it's the same as the other one, but you're just going to start by making 3 rows, and then I will show you how we do the 4th row together. But don't cut any of the yarn off, keep it all joined together. Once you've done your 3 rows, we're going to begin our 4th row. We're going to start it the same as normal. Chain up 3 and create 3 double crochets in this piece here. And then create only 3 double crochets here. And we will only chain up 1. Now we're going to attach it to our other granny square. So I've got my granny square that we did at the beginning, and I have my current granny square. So I'm going to place this corner here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this granny square has the good side facing up, and then this granny square I'm going to flip it on top of here with the bad side facing up. So this corner is going to go here, just like that. Then I'm going to turn my project so I can start crocheting along here. So what we are going to do is we are going to insert our hook into the back of our first granny square. I'll just zoom it in. So we'll insert our hook into the back and we'll create a slip stitch. We'll yarn over, and then we will create 3 double crochets into our second granny square. 3. So it should look like this. Then you will insert your hook into the side piece on that first granny square and create a slip stitch. Yarn over, create 3 double crochets in this side piece here. And then create a slip stitch into the back of the first granny square. Alright, now I'm going to show you how it looks, just so you're doing the same thing. So you can see it is now starting to be joined. So we just need to continue our granny squares. Now we will create 3 double crochets in this space here. And then we will create a slip stitch into this space on the first granny square. And then we will move to our corner. So we'll do 3 double crochets. Chain 1. We'll insert our hook into the corner of the first granny square, and then we can flip our work outwards, continue the rest of that 4th row till we get back to the beginning here. So we can finish off that granny square cluster. And this is how it should look. Now I'll continue making more granny squares and I will show you each time how to join it together so you understand. So now I'm going to move on to the 3rd granny square to join here. And then it should look like this. So now what you want to do is you want to continue adding more granny squares until you have a total of 7 granny squares in a long line. It will kind of look like a scarf. Come back once I have finished this. This is what it should look like now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half. This is going to be the front, and then this is going to be the back. And what we need to do is we need to add, now what we're going to do is crochet 2 granny squares and put them on the inside here. This will be the side of your body, and then your arm will go through here. So I'll show you that now. I've just finished one of my granny squares, and what I'm going to do is now join it to the project. So I'm going to be joining it in the middle here. So I'm going to turn this inside out. Get my granny square. So I've done 1, 2, 3 rows, and I've started my 4th row here, and I'm going to just chain 1. Do is I'm going to be working from this granny square here, So I'm going to flip this with the bad side facing up, and I'm going to crochet along here. So I'm going to insert my hook into this corner here, create a slip stitch, and then I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to create 3 double crochets in here, and then I'm going to slip stitch in here, create 3 double crochets only in here, and then slip stitch in here, create 3 more double crochets, slip stitch in here, create 3 more double crochets in the corner, and then you will chain 1, and you will insert your hook into this corner stitch here, and then you will continue the granny square border till you get to here. Once you get to here, I'll show you how to connect it to the other side. So don't do any slip stitch. This is just continuing the granny square. So I finished making that row along here. Now what I'm going to do is join this to the back of the project. So I will join it to here. So it looks like this when it's joined together. So we'll make sure our project has the bad sides, and we will join it together. So grab the other piece, place it on top, grab my granny square, chain 1, insert this into the corner stitch here, and then create 3 double crochets,
insert my hook, 3 double crochets, insert my hook, 3 double crochets,
chain 1, slip stitch, and then we will finish doing the double crochets. So this is what it should look like. So now what I will do is I'll create another granny square to go here, and what I will do is I will join it here, here, here. So you'll create your 4th row, will start here, granny square along here, join it together here, 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 and then finish off the granny square. Now your top should look like this. So now you want to repeat everything we just did here, so you have 2 of these. Now that I have 2, what we are going to do is going to create the back piece. So all you're going to do is create 3 granny squares, and we're going to join them together exactly how we did here. 1 granny square here, connected on the side here. You'll join another granny square along here, and then you'll join another granny square along here, and that will be the back. So this is the back 3 squares done here. This is the front of it, and now I'm going to show you how to make the sleeve part, because we're going to do some decreasing here. So this is what the sleeve looks like on one side, and I'm going to show you how to do it on the other side now. So to do the sleeve, you want to grab your yarn and put your hook into the one of the granny square spaces on the sleeve. You're going to pull the yarn through and create a knot, and then you're going to chain up 3 because we're going to make double crochets, sorry. Then you'll do your double crochet, and you'll do one more double crochet. We're going to do a decrease, so in this space here you'll put 2 double crochets, and then in the next granny square space you'll put 1 double crochet, and that is now your 1 cluster. So then we'll move on. Then into the next space you'll do 1 double crochet, and then in the next space you'll do 2 double crochets. Then it should look something like this, and we've done 2 decreases here. Now I will continue my granny square sleeve by doing my double crochets in each cluster. The only reason I am doing the decreases is so it fits my arms a bit better, but if it fits your arm perfectly already, you don't need to do anything here. Then you can repeat those 2 decreases as many times as you want. I ended up doing 4 decreases the first round, then I did 2 more rounds of the double crochets on the sleeve. And then you can try on your granny square vest, and it should look something like this. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you next time.